Dear Santa, here I am like every year at this time, writing to tell you what I chose as my Christmas wish. And this year, I really don't know where to start. Of course, above all, I would like this whole pandemic to be finally over. But I guess this is everyone's wish this year, and you're already working on it, so I'm gonna choose something else. Something that I particularly care about. Let's talk about the arts. The COVID-19 emergency heavily affected some categories and industries more than others. I'm thinking about tourism, hospitality, the industry of weddings and private events. But there's a sector in particular that was not only hit hard, but it was also patronized, belittled and a little bit insulted when it was time to discuss help and support. And it's the entertainment and arts industry. I realize that as artists and creatives, we still have a big stigma to fight, and it's the stigma of being non-essential. An article published on the Sunday Times in Singapore put the artists at the first place among all non-essential jobs. And this provoked a debate worldwide, with the artists trying to defend and affirm their status as workers against those who jumped on the bandwagon to push their anti-arts agenda. But this, as I said, Santa, is part of a bigger and older problem. We can't help noticing how every year funding and educational cuts hit systematically the creative sector. And it's quite bizarre if we think that the creative industry contributed more than £10 billion to the economy of the UK last year. Only musical theatre generated more than £520 million in revenue. It's not exactly a few pennies, innit, mate? And yet, the government arts funding has fallen 35% over the last 10 years. When I left Italy to move to London in 2013, I was disappointed in how little consideration and support my country was having for artists as workers. A few years after, I started to see the same patterns here, and I realized how this is part of a general misconception that really crosses borders. Here in the UK as well, artists and creatives get asked the stupid questions such as,
"Oh, you're an artist. But what do you do for a living? Don't you want to find a proper job?"
with the only possible answer being, "Oh, f*** you, Karen." Plus various insulting statements coming from MPs and politicians, such as, "The artists should retrain and find another job," "The artists are not viable," and the worst of them all, "The artists are low-skilled." Really. The starting point to fight this stigma is to make people understand what is behind a career in the arts, in terms of studies, sacrifices, hard work, time. The hundreds extra jobs worked on the side to keep afloat and invest in our own project. Why is it so important for me, Santa? Because the arts move and stimulate the individual on an intellectual and an emotional level. They are deeply connected with culture and knowledge. Yes, because the arts open a discussion. They cause a reaction, ignite a movement, a rebellion, inspire a change. The arts congregate people, creating a synergy, a sense of community. They keep many kids off the streets. The arts give a voice and expression to the unheard. They become a vehicle to hear the stories of the others. They help us understand people, cultures, places, issues that we are not familiar with. Being an artist is not only a job, it's a call, it's someone's inner nature. It's a fire you're most of the times born with. And the arts and the artistic education don't only matter for people who will then make a career out of it. It's an important element for every member of a society, especially in school years, but really at any age. Because arts educate the brain and the spirit. Dear Santa, this is my Christmas wish for this year. A modern society that recognizes the value that art and culture bring, and supports the artists. Is it utopic? Maybe. But at the end of the day, I'm writing a letter to an old man in a red suit who's able to fly in the sky on a sleigh carried by reindeer, so I guess I'm allowed to be a bit ambitious, am I? Do the arts matter for you, and why? Feel free to let me know in the comments and subscribe if you want. Bye for now and Happy Christmas.
You know, you can always find a job in cyber nowadays.
F*** you, Karen!